Hey, hey, hey. So, this is a very quick overview of I can say, the challenge that I have been doing on Instagram. So, I committed middle of February to 365 days of Reels. And today, when I record this video, is 18th of April. So I just want to share with you a few things, how things change in terms of the numbers, because what you can measure, you can improve. So I'm a bit of a marketing geek when it comes to that side. And I think it's important, especially if you run your business, to know your numbers. And with social media, there is obviously analytics, and get familiar with it. And to simplify this, because I do like to simplify things, what you want to focus on, especially if you are either starting out or you've decided to commit to something and you're building momentum, look at the reach, because you want to keep increasing your reach so that you keep um, reaching a new audience. Then you want to obviously increase the engagement, increase the profile visits to your profile, because just because your content is going to reach so many people, you want to make sure they come to you, they come to your account, and they stay. So obviously they stay, they convert to followers, and obviously then you have that time to connect with them on a deeper level. And some of them, small percentage usually, become a happy client. Happy days. So, what I want to share with you, this is a Meta Business Suite, and I decided to share it here. How it basically looks in terms of the numbers at the moment, after almost 60. Today's day 64, I think. So, how things has changed with the consistent content. Obviously, it's reels. Also on Instagram, I made sure that there is a one reel a day from middle of February. So, very simply, and I like to set myself, I'm not sure if you're using Meta Business Suite, but there is a goals that you can set yourself. And I set myself a goal like 10% each month, up and up and up. And obviously for the previous month, I set myself 5K reach, and I've gone over targets, which is amazing. But I will show you why. So, and obviously, it's not a secret. It is a consistency. It is the consistency that basically made a huge difference. So, as you can see here, so the orange line, that was my goal that I set myself. So, obviously, my goal is to make sure that I keep reaching more and more people. And that's actually what happened. So, obviously, from middle of February, when I sort of kick started it, it started sort of going up and up and up, so very, very slowly. And suddenly, beginning of April, it's just gone a little bit crazy in a good way, of course. So this is kind of like an overview. And this just shows here the reach was a little bit up here, and it's just, yeah, gone crazy. Now, the interesting thing is, so this is profile visits, which I'll tell you in a minute, because as I mentioned, the reach is important, and then engagement and your profile visits, and obviously how many of those profile visits converts to followers, because that is people who are going to stay, and you can nurture them through your stories. Now, interestingly, this has been driven by one reel that was posted here. So this is quite interesting. This is not something I expected, but those things do happen. So that's the reason it's important to look at the numbers and what is happening. But as I mentioned, the reach is one thing. What I wanted to make sure that the people who land on my reels also come to my profile, and it did happen. The profile visit obviously increased. Here is that increased big spike. There was more profile visit, and obviously the new followers. Now, obviously, the lesson, big lesson from this is consistency does pays off. And when it comes to the real, sometimes we feel like, and any type of content, we feel like, oh, I can't, I don't really have time to create content every single day. I don't either. And I do not create content every single day. But what I do is the batch create content. And sometimes it could be just two posts a day. Sometimes I do create daily, but because I like to focus on documenting the journey as well. But especially when it comes to reels, there is a way that you can create so much in advance and save it in a draft. So it's basically you can then release them on daily basis, and that's where you gain the consistency. So as much as I know people say, oh, you don't need to post every day. If you want to gather the momentum, if you are just starting out, I personally believe it is important to increase the heat, as I say. You need to build up momentum. If you are just starting out, you are not going to build the momentum posting once a week or even twice a week. And I did that. I was kind of doubling with Instagram a little bit, if I have to be honest. And it's only since I started posting consistently, that's where things started to change. And that's not to say I will have to post every day for the rest of my life, but you need to build momentum. You need to build an audience. And then, that's kind of the algorithm favors that, obviously, but then you can tailor it a little bit different over time. So I strongly suggest that you commit to something, commit to one platform that you're going to do consistently, whatever the platform might be, but make sure it is one to start with. It is easy to, like, even with reels, when I committed to 365 days of reels, many people were telling me, oh, amazing, because then you can repurpose it on this YouTube shorts, and obviously TikToks, and on Facebook and stuff like that. And obviously Facebook is connected, and some of the reels are shared to Facebook, but not all of them. But I have to say, it's not enough just to post and ghost. So, hence the reason committing just to one platform. And if there's anything else lands on any other platform from the content you create for that specific platform, amazing, bonus. But don't commit to, I'm going to post every day on 5 different platforms. Just commit to one and watch the numbers and see how things change over time. And I would personally say 90 days is a minimum. I would say 30 days, that's where you can start to feel things start to shift. 60 days, okay. And I would say 90 days is that kind of like, okay, that what has worked, that what hasn't. And obviously look back what has worked, what hasn't, and do more of stuff that has worked, obviously. And make sure when it comes to posting your content, that it's not only a content that will attract new audience, because at the same time you are gathering more people who decided to click that follow button. So you need to also have the content that will nurture the audience that stayed with you. um, so you need to mix and match this as well. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of a flavor of, it is worth it. It is worth it, definitely. And for that reason also, I did month ago, I did the Reels Bootcamp, just to share the journey and help others to get on that bandwagon of creating Reels in a way that is not tech overwhelming. I'm actually doing this bootcamp again. It's kickstarting tomorrow, 19th of April. So I'll post the link in the comments if you want to join us. Now, after that bootcamp, there will be a course created from the bootcamp as well. So you will be able to purchase course as well if you can't take part in the bootcamp. So if you have any questions about it, pop them in the comments as well. And I'll see you on the next video.